Welcome back to Man-Child Motorsports. This is Bob Puglia here. We got the Man-Child Motorsports American Muscle Tournament tonight, and we have the semifinals and finals for the race to get in. So tonight we're going to find out who the two racers are that will advance into the main race. Let's take a look at tonight's brackets. So to start off with tonight, we're going to have Lauro, Carry Momentum, and Carl Recco in the first race, then Marco Polo, Joel Roberts, and Bob Billingsley in the next race. Then we go over to Dreddy, Giorgio, and Encount, and then Victor Fastlane, Farrell Patrick, and Ross Sungod. And then we'll see who goes to the finals after that. Remember, we got two positions up for the main race tonight, so let's see who can make it in. See if anybody can make it on the top five board tonight. It's going to take a 6.6345 to be able to get in the top five tonight. Okay, first race we're going to have Lauro from 409 Diecast Racing and the 65 Mustang Fastback coming in at 59.2 grams. Then we have Carry Momentum, and he's driving for Spirit of 64 Racing and an 18 Ford Mustang GT coming in at 57.6 grams. Lastly, we have Carl Recco. He's driving for HSL Diecast and an Olds Tornado coming in at 58.3 grams. We'll be starting off with Lauro in the pole. Down, everybody gets the butterfly, comes out okay. Looks like Lauro's coming off to an early lead, breaking away from the pack. Like Carey's trying to catch up, not able to do it. It's coming Lauro, Carey, and Carl. Okay, and that's how we score them on there, 3-2-1. So now Carey moves over to the pole. Okay, looks like everybody makes the butterfly okay. Looks like Carl's holding up Lauro a little bit there. Carey slid sideways and Carl went right around him. And Carl's coming in for the win, followed by Carey and then Lauro. We have a four-way tie at 4 going to the last race. Carl moves over the pole. Let's see what happens. Like Lauro gets off to an early lead. Carey's pushing right behind him. They're staying right together the whole way down. Carey's trying to get around, not able to do it, and Lauro is in for the win. Looks like Carey went over right there at the last turn there. So with that, we have Lauro moving on to the finals. For our next race, we're going to be starting off with Marco Polo, driving for Polo Racing, and a 69 Coupe Camaro coming in at 55.7 grams. Against Joel Roberts from Roberts Diecast Motorsports and a Ford GT40 coming in at 59.3 grams. Then we have Bob Billingsley. He drives for Scott Speed Shop and a 64 Corvette Stingray coming in at 57.1 grams. We'll be starting off with Marco Polo in the pole. Everybody goes to the butterfly good. Marco Polo's getting out to a pretty good lead, got him up and around. Like Bob's trying to get around Joel, not able to do it. So we come in Marco Polo, Joel, and then Bob. Joel Roberts moves over to the pole. We got Marco Polo in the lead with 3 points. Gotta get everybody good through the butterfly. Looks like Bob had the lead, but Marco Polo went over, and it looks like he's holding up Joel. So it looks like Bob's gonna be the only one that finishes this time. Let's see where the other two ended up. Right up there by the farm. Now we got Bob in the lead with 4. Down to the final race here. Oh, looks like we have problems coming out of the butterfly. Looks like Bob's coming down all by himself again. Now the Bob lucked out. He's going to win this one. And looks like the other two got caught up. Looks like Marco Polo flipped coming out of the butterfly and held up Joel up there. That means Bob will be moving on to the finals. Now we have Dreddy. He drives for Mini Mafia Motors and a Corvette C7 coming in at 53.8 grams. Then we have Giorgio. He drives for G-Force Racing and an Olds 442 coming in at 50.7 grams. The last one in this group is Encount, driving for Chase Family Racing and a Dodge Charger SRT coming in at 58.4 grams. We'll have Dreddy in the pole. Gets a good start coming down to the butterfly good. Looks like Giorgio's off to an early lead, followed by Andretti and then in count. Andretti's trying to get around Giorgio, but it don't look like he's going to be able to do it. So it's going to be Giorgio, Andretti, and then in count. Okay, Giorgio's got the lead with 3, and he's in the pole for this one. Everybody makes it good going around. Looks like Giorgio's pulling the lead again. We got in count, and then Andretti's trying to get around in count. Giorgio went over in count, and Andretti made it in. And if we look close, Giorgio did make it past the line, so he got a point as well. Everybody's tied at 4 again. Down, looks like Andretti's off to the lead on this one. So get down in front of him around the campers. Everybody's coming down good. Andretti's still in the lead, and with that, Andretti end count, and then Giorgio. So Andretti will be moving on. Okay, for the last one of the semifinals, we got Victor Fastlane for Fastlane Speed and a 69 Coco Camaro coming in at 59.8 grams. Then we have Farrell Patrick from Farrell Mods and a Camaro Z28 coming in at 56.1 grams. The last one in this group is Raw Sun God for Raw Sun God Racing and a Corvette C6R coming in at 53.1 grams. Yeah, Victor in the pole. Coming down, and Patrick's off to a huge lead to start with. We got Victor in second. They're kind of beating and banging around back there. Patrick came in for the win, and Victor on his hood, and Ra following behind. Coming down through the butterfly. Everybody makes it to there good. Patrick's off to a big lead again. Coming down. Looks like Victor lost it there going into the roundabout. It's going to be Patrick and then Raw Sun God. And looked like Victor, I think, lost it there around the roundabout. Yep, there he is going in the roundabout. Okay, so we have Farrell Patrick in the lead with 6 points. And Raw Sun God comes over to the pole. Comes down to the butterfly good. Got Victor in the lead, followed by Raw Sun God and Farrell Patrick. Coming down, everybody's bunched up tight, and that's going to be the finishing order. With that, with 7 points, Farrell Patrick will be moving on to the finals. So our finals will be, for Group 1, it's going to be Comanche, Lauro, Bob Billingsley, and then Group 2, King Shark, Andretti, and Farrell Patrick. So let's get into our first race here. We're going to start off with Comanche, driving for Kincaid Customs, and a Ford Shelby GT 500 coming in at 52.8 grams. Then we have Lauro from 409 Diecast Racing and a 65 Mustang Fastback at 59.2 grams. Then we have Bob Billingsley from Scott Speed Shop and a 64 Corvette Stingray coming in at 57.1 grams. We're starting off with Comanche in the pole. Down, everybody gets to the butterfly good. Comanche's out to an early lead, followed by Lauro and then Bob behind that. Coming down, everybody's evenly spaced coming down, and it's going to be Comanche, Lauro, and Bob. Okay, so Lauro's going to move over to the pole now. Everybody makes the butterfly good. Bob's up to the lead. There's some battling for second. Comanche had it. Comanche tried to get it around. Bob wasn't able to do it, so it's going to be Bob, Comanche, and then Lauro. Okay, we got Comanche with the lead with 5, Bob 4, Lauro 3. Last race here. Down, everybody makes it through. Looks like Bob and Comanche are fighting it out front. Coming down, looks like it's going to finish with Bob, Comanche, and then Lauro. What does that do to the points? We have a tie with Comanche and Bob Billingsley. So we're going to have a race off. Best of the first one to win 2 is going to be moving on. Comanche starts off in the pole. Down, looking good. Looks like Bob's coming off to an early lead around the campers. In front of him, keeping an early lead. Comanche's trying to get around him. Can't find the room to get around him. It's going to be Bob for the first win. So Bob's coming over to the pole now. Let's see what we can do. He only needs one more win to move on. I'm pretty equal coming out of the butterfly. Bob's got a little bit of a lead coming out of the campers like he did the first race. He's opening up a little bit, and looks like Bob is going to come in for a second win. And she finishes on his hood. So that means Bob will be one of the ones moving on. The last final we have here is King Shark, driving for Mako Racing, and an 84 Pontiac Firebird coming at 55.9 grams. And we have Dreddy for Mini Mafia Motors, driving a Corvette C7, coming in at 53.8 grams. And lastly, we have Farrell Patrick, driving for Farrell Mods, driving a Camaro Z28, coming in at 56.1 grams. Starting off with Mako in the pole. Coming down, everybody comes to the butterfly good. You got Dreddy off to an early lead. You have Mako and Patrick are fighting around back there. Dreddy's going to come in for the win, followed by Patrick and Mako on his hood. Dreddy's coming over the pole now. You got Dreddy in the lead with 3. Now Farrell's coming up to an early lead, pulled in front of Dreddy. Coming down through there, it's going to be Farrell Patrick, Dreddy, and then Mako. Okay, we got Dreddy and Farrell Patrick tied with 5. You got Farrell Patrick in the pole. Coming down, looks like he's taking the early lead, pulling away quite a bit coming around the campers. Opening up the lead around the roundabout. And Farrell Patrick is going to come in for the win, followed by Mako and then Dreddy. So with that, with 8 points, Farrell Patrick will be our second one moving on. So Bob Billingsley and Farrell Patrick are going to take positions number 31 and 32. Congratulations, those two moving on. So this will be our final bracket going into our main race here. I won't go through all the matchups. You can pause it and look and see who's in each group. The first video will be starting off with Group 1, and that will be Dusty Miles, Farrell Patrick, Woodgrain, and Little Bruce. And then Puff, Halligan Seagrave, JAC, and Coots will be in the first race. There is going to be a 2-week pause before the first race comes out. I got to get caught up on some stuff, so I apologize for that. But in 2 weeks, we will have Group 1 facing off.
Thanks for watching. I would like to thank Spoolheads, Slandman Customs, and Merch by Meekin for all the great stuff they designed for our tracks, and Redline Derby for giving us a place to all come together. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe.